from misery to happiness using your unique soul blueprint. So, what is a soul blueprint? We all have a soul blueprint. Our soul came to this life already knowing how it wants to develop. And how does a soul develop? Through experiences. We can only learn so much from like knowledge, from taking in information. The way that we truly gain wisdom, like we move from knowledge to wisdom, is through experiences. Okay, so through our experiences, that's how our soul grows, that's how it expands, that's how we get to understand the world in a different way through experiences that we go through. So your soul has a soul blueprint, all right? It chose these situations that you have been going through and you will go through because it has a specific way it wants to grow. And if you are curious about how your soul wants to grow, one amazing resource or one amazing tool for you to use would be to tap into the Akashic records. So, what are the Akashic records? The Akashic records, it is the record of your soul. Okay, so like the Akash, I think it's Sanskrit for soul. So it's just the record of your entire soul. So your soul is older than your physical body, right? Because it came from God, it came from source consciousness, and then it broke off and it had lots of other experiences, and here you are now. So this is not your first lifetime. Um, you know, and when you go into the Akashic records, you can learn more about who your soul is. Okay. So, for example, if you're curious about the people in your life, the experiences in your life, current habits you're stuck in, if you want to know about your soul gifts, if you are curious about soul family, things like that. If you want to know where you should move, these kind of questions are great questions to bring to the Akashic Records. So, if you have ever accessed the Akashic Records, well, first, if you haven't accessed the Akashic Records, there are so many resources to support you with tapping into the Akashic Records. So there are many books, many videos. So I am going to share at the end of this video a really quick guided meditation so you can start to do a soul attunement, okay? You're going to tune into the energy of your soul in the Akashic Records. And the Akashic Records is like one of my favorite things because there's so much information there. So before we get into the guided meditation, I want to give you a little more information about the Akashic Records in case like you haven't learned or you haven't had any experience with it yet. So the Akashic Records, like I said, it is the record of your entire soul. Hi. And there are different beings that organize and run the Akashic Records, okay? So you have your masters. Masters are people that support your soul as you learn lessons. So it could be related to this current life or related to other past lives or just related to your soul in, your soul life. Oh, thank you. All right, so we have our masters and then we have our teachers. So teachers, same thing. They could be working with us on something that we're learning right now or something that we learned before, but we need a little help like now that we're having a physical experience. And the teachers will help us get through things. So your masters are a little more permanent. Your teachers are a little more flexible because you get new teachers and they kind of leave and come in and leave and come in as you have different like struggles in your life, right? And then the last group in the Akashic Records are your loved ones. And who are your loved ones? Oh, thank you. Your loved ones would be like your ancestors, your soul family and soul friends and soul mates. But also your current, like the people in your life right now, they are part of your loved ones in the Akashic Records. And that's because our souls, like, okay, right now in this life, we are one soul, right? But our souls are like endless and like expansive. So even though we're here right now, our soul like is also doing other things. Like we're just a piece of a soul, and then our complete like soul consciousness is like doing other things like energetically and so when we go into the Akashic Records, even though our current loved ones are still alive, they are also able to support us in the Akashic Records because our souls are endless, like they are boundless. They're not contained. Okay. So when you go into the Akashic Records, those are the three beings that you would meet. Okay, again, the masters, the teachers, and the loved ones. And, oh, thank you. And when you go into the Akashic Records, and then also the way you see the Akashic Records could be dependent just on who you are, right? So if number one, like if you're not like a imaginary kind of person, and like it's hard for you to imagine things, and maybe you won't like see anything. But if you and then there's a lot of people who see the Akashic Records as books, right? So you walk into like a giant library and there's like lots of books, and you can open the book of your soul's life, or different books of different lives your soul has had, and you can tap into that. In the beginning, when I was tapping into the Akashic Records, I saw it as a movie theater where I would sit like in one of the seats, and then there'd some people would come up, and then I'd see like a screen and I'd watch things. So I'm just letting you know. Oh, hi from India. Hey. Um, Let me know where you guys are, calling in. I said calling in. You're not even calling, you're just here. But where are you from? Let me know. That's crazy. I'm reaching India. What? Okay, so how you experience the records will really depend on you. And also, as you get into this work, like as you do it more and more, it will evolve. So like I said, as I started, I saw the Akashic Records as a movie theater. Like I just sat down, I'd have like a master, a teacher, a loved one sitting with me in the row. And then we would watch, like on the movie screen, we would watch little clips. And the clips, they were symbolic. So I would understand whatever I needed to understand from those clips, right? Or the master teacher, loved one, they would just like talk to me. So that's cool. So, yeah, so that's the Akashic Records. And again, it holds all the information of your soul. So if you go backwards, like all of our souls come, from God, from source consciousness, from like what they call the great central sun. So we are all connected. We were once all connected, and now, I mean, we're still connected energetically, but now like I'm like a physical person, right? So when you go into the Akashic Records, you can get all kinds of information, okay? So not obviously like all about your soul, but if we are all connected, if you are part of God, then when you go into the Akashic Records, that means that you can get every information. Like, so just keep an open mind, okay? And the other thing I want to say is that when you go to the Akashic Records, no one is really handing you anything. Like I know a lot of people talk about going to the Akashic Records and you open your the book of your soul and you get information. But what you have to do is come with questions. You need questions, okay? So the Akashic Records responds to you. I mean, think about it this way. If you go into the Akashic Records and the information is like limitless, like your soul has done all these things and gone all these places, then I mean, there's so much information that the records really can't help you with anything, right? Like you walk in and they're just like, what do you want? I mean, what do you want? You got to tell us, because there's so much information. If you got all the information, it would be like overwhelming. It'd be like, okay, I mean, what do I do with this, So number one, when you're going into the Akashic Records, the most important thing is being intentional, being really clear on what you want to get out of the Akashic Records, on what is bothering you in your life, or what are you ready to work on in your life right now that the information from your soul could help you with, okay? So before I go into the Akashic Records, I always write things out, okay? So have like a little journal, a little notebook. Like I said, when I finish talking about the records, we'll do like a soul attunement. So it's like a guided meditation to go into your Akashic record and feel the energy of your soul, okay? It's super easy. Like don't stress out about it. But when you go in for information, it's really helpful for you to have questions already, okay? So already be intentional, be clear on what you want to receive and why, right? Like how would this information help you? And the other thing is, when you're creating these questions for the Akashic Records, it's really important to be open-minded about how you phrase your questions. Like the Akashic Records, they don't want to answer yes or no questions. Like there's no point in doing that, you know? But if you give, so let's say like, for example, if I go to the Akashic Records, I could say like, is this person my soulmate, or should I break up with this person, right? And then you'll be like, they won't answer that, okay? Because the Akashic Records are not here to like control your choices. They don't want to control your life. The Akashic Records don't want to give you, like, hand you a life. They want you to experience life, okay? So they're not going to answer yes or no questions. But if you open it up and say, what am I supposed to learn from being with this person? Or what am I meant to learn? Or how can I grow from this connection? Things like that, okay? So really think about those questions that you're bringing to the Akashic Records, because you want to get information, okay? So the point of going to the Akashic Records is not yes or no. It's not like come on, tell me what to do. Like, no, they don't want to tell you what to do. They want to give you more information so you can make an informed decision on your own. Okay? So part of you having an experience is you having agency, you having free will, and making choices, okay? You make the choices. You do it, not the Akashic Records. Okay. So we have to be intentional. The Akashic Records has our soul. We have our master teachers, loved ones. And I think that's it. I mean, I feel pretty good about that. All right, we're going to do a guided meditation to connect. This is a soul attunement meditation in the Akashic Records. So we're just going to go to the records and, oh, I forgot. Hold on. Two more things. Really quick, okay? Number one is when you ask your questions and you start getting information, it's really important for you to write it down. Write it down, okay? And not only do you want to like read this like later on, but you want to read it again in like a couple days, okay? Because a lot of the times the Akashic Records gives us lots of information and it's kind of like veiled. So it's like it'll have one meaning, but then when you walk away and you come back, you can see things like completely differently. Like I've gone through like Akashic Record readings from a couple years ago and I see things so differently, okay? So it's really, really, really important when you go to the Akashic Records, when you bring your questions, that you record what you're getting and you take time to revisit it, because like I said, whatever you receive is going to be really, really rich with information. And the other thing is to keep an open mind, okay? So yeah, the Akashic Records, they're going to give you information based on the questions that you bring. But the other thing is keep an open mind. Like if you're not receiving anything, it's not like, don't punish yourself. Don't think like, oh, I'm not getting anything from the records. Like, no, you are. Once you make the intention to connect with the Akashic Records, you are connected to the records. Like, so just because right now in this moment you're like, I'm not getting anything, and you start getting frustrated, that feeling closes off the connection. Okay, so remember, when you go into the Akashic Records, this is a space that exists in the astral realm. So there are other spaces like that, like where our souls go to learn and to grow and whatnot. And when you go to the astral realm, it's like there's like a light that connects like your crown, your third eye, like straight up to source, okay? So if you start, like once you're getting information, if you start kind of closing down and getting upset with frustration, like I'm not seeing anything, you close that, you close it, and you end the connection. But if you kind of remain open, just like whatever happens, happens, like I'm open to receive in divine timing. And that's another part of it too, that maybe you're not getting what you want right now, or maybe you're not getting anything at all. Like you feel like, okay, let's just imagine this. You feel like you're knocking on a door, no one's answering, and just because you're not receiving it doesn't mean it's not happening, okay? So just finish out the thing. Like I would say, I mean, you have to do what feels best for you. I would say do not close the session, if you're not feeling anything, don't just walk away, still close it. Like you need to close it, just like you open, you know, the Akashic records, you open this like line that connects you. You want to close it. Don't just walk away. Don't do that. Okay. So be intentional, open and close it, be open-minded, and revisit what you get, because like I said, it'll be rich with information. Okay, now we're going to do a guided meditation, a soul attunement in the Akashic records. So you can just start getting comfy, getting cozy. If you have water, that'd be really good. Sorry, I'm having some allergies. My eyes are itchy. Okay, let's just start settling in. We're gonna do a guided meditation. So just get kind of, get cozy. You can lay down or sit down. Close your eyes, start taking some deep breaths. And as you breathe in, there's this silver bubble that expands all around you. And as you exhale, it expands even larger all around you. Just continue to breathe in and out deeply, feeling the rhythm of your breath, and knowing that at this moment you are safe, you are grounded, and you are connected to all that is. As you breathe, this silver bubble is now going to be filled with gold light. This is the light straight from God and source consciousness, just letting you know that you are in harmony with all the good of the universe. So now you're holding this silver bubble filled with the golden light of God. You are exactly where you're meant to be. And just kind of relax your body and take a moment to feel your body and just relax anything that feels tense. If your neck feels tense, if your knees feel tense, just kind of squirm a little bit and find what feels comfortable. I want you to feel a red ball at the base of your spine. That is your root chakra. And we're going to drop a red vine. So there's going to be a line that drops out from your spine and moves down to the ground, through all the sediment, through the earth, straight down to the core of the earth where Gaia is waiting. And she's grabbing onto your red cord and she's saying, I have you. You are tethered to the earth. You are safe. And she's also sending up through that red vine. She's sending in her earth energy right up to you. So you might feel it moving up through your spine, moving throughout your extremities. Just this feeling of being safe, being grounded, being exactly where you are, and also being a blessing. Like almost feeling like you are a flower of the earth and you are blessed in your existence. So just feel that for a moment. Now your third eye is going to start lighting up. So imagine in between your two eyes, this really bright silver light, and it's starting to move up through your head, like through the middle of your brain, straight up above you, up through the atmosphere, right into the stars and the solar system, into the darkness of the womb of the system. So just kind of float here for a moment in the stars and just feel how free you feel. And know that you are connected. Like you can still feel this silvery light that connects you to your body. And you can still feel this red tether that is rooted into the earth with Gaia. But you can also feel more of your soul now. You can feel more of the truth of who you are when you're not in this human existence. You are limitless. There's no end to what you can do, to who you can be, to what you can experience when you are this bright soul. Okay, so as you're looking around, you notice a door, a really big, like wooden door. You can start floating towards it. And if you want, you can kind of start touching the door and just, if it had a feeling, what would it feel like? Would it have a temperature to it? Would it be cool? Would it be warm? Is it kind of bumpy? Is it a little scratchy? Is it really smooth? Like, did someone, refine the door? Is it painted? Really take in this door. This is the door to your Akashic record. This is the door to where your soul information is stored. So you have created this door. Why did you create it to look like this? When you're ready, you notice a golden handle appear. And when you look at the handle, you can kind of see like the solar system etched into the doorknob. When you're ready, you can put your hand on that doorknob and turn it and open up the door. You are now entering your Akashic records. You are now entering your Akashic records. You are now entering your Akashic records. As you move into this space, what do you notice? Do you notice rows of books? Do you notice a seat to sit in? Are there people? Are there paintings? Are there decorations? What do you notice in this room of your soul? As you walk in, you might notice there's a being, a person that's standing, smiling at you, and they're just patiently waiting while you look around this space. This is the master of your Akashic record. This person knows your soul on the deepest, deepest levels. They understand your soul through its journeys, through its learning, through its habits, through its personality. This is one of the masters of your soul. They're walking towards you and they're giving you their hand. So you can choose to shake their hand or hold their hand. And they're thanking you. They're thanking you for your work on earth. Thanking you for being present. Thanking you for bringing the light of God onto the earth. And now we're going to ask them, what is it that I need to know right now about my soul? What is it that I can take back with me, back to my present life, back to the present moment, so that I can know my soul even better, so I can honor my soul in every passing moment? And the master is so excited to hear this question because they've been really excited to give you something. So in their other hand, they're going to present something from within a pocket or from somewhere. They're going to present you with something. So again, if you're not seeing anything or feeling anything right now, just be open to the experience and be open to knowing that in divine timing, you will receive what you are meant to receive. Because you are here, because you have the intention to be present, you have the intention to know your soul, you will receive a gift to understand yourself and to embody more of your soul in your everyday life. We're also going to ask the master if there's any lesson that we need information on right now. So I want you to think, just bring up the first thing that comes to your mind, something that you are struggling with, something that is creating dissonance in your life. Whatever that thing is, the first thing that pops up, that is what the master would like to help you with. Okay, so they may say something to you. They may give you something. They may give you a hug. They may show you a mirror and just tell you to look at yourself. Sometimes challenging things we go through, we just have to remember who we are And there's really nothing else to get from the situation other than understanding how strong we are and how we don't belong in certain places. And we're meant to be, we're meant to align with our truth. So if you have a journal, you can start writing if they're talking to you. All right, and the master is saying the master is just really excited that you're here, and they're hoping that you'll return to do this work because there is something you're meant to receive on a deeper level. So as you get a little deeper into your work with the Akashic records, they will welcome you with open arms and give you the information that you're desiring in divine timing. Okay, so now it's time for us to step backwards. Whatever the master gave you, you can just take with you. So you can keep it in your hand, you can put it in your pocket. If you feel like it, you can also just kind of put it inside of your heart to hold on to it for later, because that in your heart lives your soul. So it's just like you're putting it right where it belongs. Okay, so we're going to start stepping back. We're going to share our gratitude. Thank you so much to our masters, teachers, and loved ones. Thank you to our soul for always choosing to grow and choosing to be a light. Sometimes you have to thank yourself for being a light of God. You are a light of God, and thank yourself for that. Like, pat yourself on the back. It's not easy being a light of God. It's not, because you attract the darkness. And that is something that nope, that's not the master. One of your teachers wants you to know that sometimes the brightest, not sometimes, okay, this is just part of life. The brightest lights attract the darkness. And that is by design. You are not meant to dull your light. Well, thank you for that passing message. So let's start backing up. When you're ready, you can grab that doorknob again. And the master is saying, come back whenever, like you're closing the door, but, it's always open to you. So we're going to go ahead and close the door. You are now leaving your Akashic records. You are now leaving your Akashic records. You are now leaving your Akashic records. Okay, so now again, we're here floating in the darkness. And just again, like take a minute to feel your soul, like just floating in the cosmos. What does it feel like? What does freedom feel like? What does your soul feel like? If you had to look at yourself and give yourself a quality, what quality would your soul have? Okay, so now we're going to follow our silver line back down through the stars, through the atmosphere, back down into our brain, settle into your body. You can kind of start moving a little bit. We're going to follow our red line down to Gaia at the center of the earth. We're going to give Gaia a nice hug. Thank you so much, Mother Earth, for supporting us, for keeping us safe and grounded as we went to do our soul work. And she says, no, thank you. Thank you, beautiful flower, for bringing this beauty to me. Okay, so now our root chakra is back where it's supposed to be. The line is back inside of you. And so you can take a moment. You are still in this bubble of silvery gold light filled with God's love. Take a moment. You can start moving your fingers, moving your feet. Give yourself a stretch. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. I love the Akashic records. I love it so much. My eye is like dripping. I have allergies. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that soul attunement meditation. Think about what you received from your Akashic records. Take time to journal, drink some water, do some grounding. So grounding could be, like I said, drinking water. It can be taking a walk. It could be, like doing some quick yoga or jumping jacks, doing something physical. Could be, just kind of laying on the floor and just like breathing with your body for a moment. So whatever that is to you. But I'm sending you so much love and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Love you.